Hi, welcome. Today I want to discuss the Czech real estate and its taxes. I want to let you know what you should be expecting so that maybe you can consider or decide whether you should invest in another country. Now, when it comes to Czech Republic, we usually talk about Prague because that is the most common area and it is the most populated. It is the one that you're certainly going to rent and it is where people really want to buy. Now, when you look at the prices, they have been skyrocketing for the last few years, especially since the start of COVID. It has been going up very, in a very crazy way. Just considering last year, prices have been gone up for about 1 million Czech crowns since last year, which is about 40,000 euros in just 1 year. So if you were looking to buy a 1KK, which is just a small apartment with one kitchen and a living room, basically just one room together, kitchen and a living room or a bedroom and one bathroom, you would have to have paid around 2,700,000 Czech crowns just last year. Now you cannot find anything less for less than 3.5 million Czech crowns if you want to look closer to the center, and by close I mean whether 20 minutes to the city center by public transportation, which isn't as near, but that is the closest proximity to Prague. People want to be close to the center where there is transportation and public accessibility. That is the best location where you can buy. You can go as far as Chodov, I think, or Haje. Below Prague 4, it's not really recommended, and Smíchov is also a good area, but you don't want to get too far. Just when you want to look at some apartment, just type in, usually S-Reality is a good website. You can actually look at the map and it's gonna tell you exactly the location, or you can simply take the address or the street name, take Google Maps and see how long it takes with public transportation to get to the center, because some areas are actually not very accessible. For example, if you look at Troja or Troja, I'm not sure how you spell it, but it's very close to the center compared to other areas, but it takes a long time because it's not accessible via metro, for example, and there is only 1 or 2 trams nearby. So it still takes 25, even 30 minutes to get there, even if it's, just on top of Oležovice. If you're not familiar with the areas of Prague, just forget about anything I just said. Just know that you can take the address of the property or the street, type in how long it takes to get to the city center, and he will let you know. Don't go beyond 25-30 minutes from the center. That's kind of too far. Now, when we're looking at an apartment in the center, the prices are going to be very high. What should you be looking at? Now, banks in Czech Republic will give you loans up to even 90% of the LTV, meaning loan to value. If a property is like 100,000, they can give you 90,000. That's what it means, basically. You should always consider that the bank will not give you more than usually 45%, should be the percentage, but it may vary between bank to bank, which is the debt coverage ratio. It means that your monthly payments, your monthly payment for the mortgage, which you can calculate online, or I also have another video explaining how to calculate it. Well, your monthly payment basically cannot exceed 45% of your income, which is actually pretty good considering that other countries usually have this as low as 20 or 30%. So Czech Republic is a very good country with subjectively to the laws regarding real estate. They really want people to buy, and which is why when you're going to be looking for apartments, it's going to be very hard to find apartments in the center, for example, for less than 4.5 million Czech crowns for a 2KK. And that is a very high price that is driven by low interest rates, because now they have been the lowest ever, and also because of this abolition that the Czech government is giving. Other abolitions that you have is that you do not have to pay the purchase tax, like the transfer tax. Usually there was a tax when you were purchasing the flat, which was a percentage, and it was, I think, around 2 to 3%. But it doesn't matter now. They removed it officially about 1.5 years ago. Always check, because this thing can change anytime. It was around the beginning of COVID. They completely removed it, so you do not have to pay it, which is a very, very, very good tax relief. Other countries, you have to pay as high as 3 to 4% of the purchase price just for the transfer, which is insane. Now, when it comes to the income of the property, one thing I love about Czech Republic is that you can depreciate the income of the property. What does that mean? Well, it means that according to the government, the government says, well, you have a property that is worth 100,000 euros, let's say, right? And this property is going to lose value for the next 30 years. So what can the government allow you to do? They allow you to depreciate the property, meaning you take 100,000, which is the total price of the property. You have to take away from this calculation the price of the land. So always check how much the price of the land is, because this will be only the price of the actual property. And then you divide that price for 30 years. Meaning for the next 30 years, it will lose a certain amount of value each year. Now, if you make a calculation and the calculation says 3,000 euros, it means that during that year, you can deduct from your income 3,000 euros as from the tax base. So if you rent out your apartment and you make 3,000 euros that year, you will pay 0 taxes. Usually taxes in Czech Republic, I think, should be around 15% or maybe higher. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, this is very important. Check the taxes, how much you have to pay. They are not very high. You also have 1,000 Czech crowns per year that you can deduct from your personal income. But these will basically allow you to offset any expenses, any taxes for basically most of the years. You will find yourself, if you do this calculation, I will actually give the link in the comments that shows you the actual calculation of how much you can depreciate each year from the property, because the first year will be different, it will be lower percentage, and then the other years will be constant. So you can see exactly how much you can deduct from your income, and you can make the calculation on your own. Then you know how much your monthly rent is, you know how much you're getting in rent, and then you know also how much you're going to be paying in taxes. Most of the times, the first year you will pay something, and the other years you will pay just as little as 200 to 500 Czech crowns in taxes. Really, because prices are so high, depreciation is so high, you will end up basically paying no taxes. One other thing, there is no 1031 exchange in Czech Republic, as I'm aware of, meaning that usually in American mortgages, you can, when you sell the property, you can take the money that you have with the sale and you can use it to buy another apartment and defer the taxes later on. You cannot do that in Czech Republic. And let me see if there is anything else. I think that is all. So I hope this information was useful to you. I hope that you learned something today, and I hope that you can make a good investment with your own money. If you have any other question regarding taxation, taxes, or just income in real estate in Czech Republic, just hit me up and I will answer your question, or I will make a new video about it. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice weekend.